the box.
To be with you will always be a little bit of you and I. It's hard.
It's hard, doesn't it? Hello guys, it's Nico from Psych and welcome to another video. Today we will be reacting to the song Bloodline by Tompkins, and it's a song that talks about the loss of a loved one, in this case his father. So I will try to do my best and give you some advices on how to cope with loss and the process of grief. But before we begin, a quick reminder that I'm giving a free counseling session to anyone that contacts me via email. So if you want to try it, just check the description down below. Okay, so let's go with Bloodline.
Few days since you were gone, and I've recognized the change. They told me to be strong, well, I knew that anyway, 'cause you're the one who taught me everything I've ever known about it.
Yeah, that's always the first thing to say, but we all know how to be strong. I mean,
I know you won't be home, but I'll drive by anyway. I'll slow right down and brake. I will imagine that you're waving at me like you did back when things were right and not so clouded.
okay, so first thing I notice is that he's talking in the second person. He's talking directly to his father, and that's really common. There's nothing wrong with it, because in the process to acknowledge that that person is gone, it is healthy to talk with them. It makes things easier. Now, I said healthy because of how he's talking with him. Let me explain. The first thing he said is, I've recognized the change, because he is acknowledging the loss. He's being aware of what is missing. Because sometimes you might feel like talking with them is the right thing to do, but you might use it to hide the fact that he's actually gone. And that will be a maladaptive response, because in some way you're not letting them go, and that can slow the process of bereavement. Which can cause that in the moment you do process it, it's a lot to take in, and it can lead to panic attacks, nervousness, and other symptoms that can complicate furthermore the bereavement. So in the first stage, well, the first task, we need to ensure that your actions to cope with the loss are following a natural course and not neglecting the actual situation. And as a task, because talking about stages sounds more passive, like you just go through the stages of bereavement without doing nothing. While task means that you are an active subject in the process and you can take action to resolve the grief and live with it in a healthy way. So first task, acceptance. Let's see what else he has to say.
I'll slow right down and brake. I will imagine that you're waving at me like you did back when things were right and not so clouded. But I hope you know, wasn't only a building you lifted and left behind. You left your children, and with them came your bloodline. Even though you've left here, believe me, you'll never die. There will always be a little bit of you and I. It's hard.
It's hard, doesn't it? Well, this part will be another example of a good natural course of grief, in which although he's acknowledging the death, he's also saying that there's a part of him that will never die. Because one of the things we need to understand right now is that all it remains are the memories, and as long as that stays with us, part of them will never go away. And it's reflected in this line: even though you left here, you'll never die. There will always be a little bit of you and I. That just expresses in a beautiful line what I was trying to explain. Another thing I wanted to add is that in these cases, if it's a loved one so close as your father, not only remains the memories, it's the legacy he left behind, and that's you, that's Sam. Look, he made you what you are today, and part of your identity, big part, is your education. So as long as you live, his legacy or his bloodline will remain alive. Listen.
Believe me, you'll never die. There will always be a little bit of you and I.
Love it.
It's hard to see the sun when you're stuck within its shade.
Yeah,
This
it's
feeling
hard.
weighs a ton, but you know what pressure makes. Yeah, it makes diamonds, but no man is an
Love it.
island on their
Oh,
own.
pressure makes diamonds. So true.
I then look at my mum, I can't can't comprehend her pain, 'cause I don't know what I'd do if she drifted away. I can't imagine how to live without the one that brought me into this world.
Yeah, another thing is death makes you think about death. When you lose someone you love, you tend to think about how close we are to die, the finiteness of life, and that's completely normal. Most of the people, when they lose someone, they even go and do their testament. I mean, you just come to a realization of, okay, this is happening, we don't know when, so let's just leave some things in order, let's express the other one how much we love them, let's do things that we always wanted to do because you never know. And again, that follows a natural course of grief that it's what I'm mostly seeing here, so let's continue.
'Cause I don't know what I'd do if she drifted away. I can't imagine how to live without the one that brought me into this world.
That must be hard.
But she hopes you know, wasn't only a building you lifted and left behind. You left your children, and with them came your bloodline. Even though you've left here, believe me, you'll never die. There will always be a little bit of you, and all I want is
Oh, the box.
to be with you. Hearing the stories about how you built your life.
Oh, that must be his father's.
'Cause I'm falling and I miss you.
No, it's normal. Don't worry.
But I'm not worried 'cause
Okay.
I know you're by my side.
Okay, perfect. Here's what I wanted to show you. You see, once you accept the fact that that person is gone, that won't make you feel instantly better. Look, there's gonna be times that you feel like you're falling, that you miss them so much that you feel sad and really angry. And again, that's completely normal. But here in the second task of the process of bereavement is to work on your emotions. Although in my opinion, it's a task for every process or situation or whatever you're going through. To work on your emotions, first step is to know how are you feeling, what are you feeling in this moment. And in order to do that, you need to express them, give words to your emotions. And a perfect way to do it is like Sam is doing here, is through music. We're seeing perfectly how he's feeling and even he's making us feel in the same way. At the end of the video, I will give more strategies on how to do it because not all of us are artists like Sam and can do such beautiful songs. But what happens next? Once we accepted the death, now we're working on our emotions and then we need to reaccommodate cognitively the death and move on. Now, moving on doesn't mean to do like nothing happened, to do the same things we were doing before. Something has changed and we need to change too. There's nothing wrong with that. Big part of the accommodation process is to adopt a new identity. Now, don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean to completely change who you are, but now you are stronger. As he said, pressure makes diamonds. And that way we will come to a resolution, and it will hurt to remember them, but we will continue with our lives, for us, for them.
But I'm not worried 'cause I know.
See, that's the resolution part.
Wasn't only a building you lifted and left behind. You left your children, and with them came your bloodline. Even though you've left it, believe me, you'll never die. There will always be a little bit of you and I. Wasn't only a building you lifted and left behind. You left your children, and with them came your bloodline. Even though you've left it, believe me, you'll never die. There will always be a little bit of you and I.
Wow. In loving memory of my papa, Eric White. Well, rest in peace, Eric. You have a wonderful son. So in this video we could see the process of bereavement from its very essence, and as well as other artists in this channel, Sam here is expressing his emotions perfectly, and as you know, that's a great way to deal with them. Because sometimes we cannot deal with certain situations just because we don't know how we're feeling about it. So a key thing to do is to write down your emotions periodically so you can see the progress by yourself. And if you're not an artist like Sam is, then you can do it by writing a journal or maybe some letters to someone in which you can put down your thoughts and emotions. And if you think it's difficult to find those emotions, then try to use portraits, paintings, or things from them that stimulate the memories and can bring up some of those deep hidden emotions. You can do it even with the imagination. Sam in the song said he would stop on his father's window and imagine that he was waving at him like he used to. Or just talk with them, as I said before and as Sam is doing in the entire song. Just visualize them and start talking in a healthy way. And now once you reach down to those emotions and you start crying or feeling anxious, I want you to remember to breathe deeply and slowly control that feeling of overwhelming sadness that invades you. Because it won't work if you just let the pain invade you without doing nothing. Remember, we are an active subject in the process and we can take the pain and transform it into happiness. But that's it for today, guys. This song wasn't recommended by anyone in particular. I just love some music and I encourage you to check him out because he has some really beautiful and deep songs. But before we leave, a quick reminder that I open agenda for anyone that wants a counseling session via online with me. If you want to know how, just check the description down below. See you next time. Bye.